7:20 in the morning, and we're going to teach you how to find your love match, courtesy of 25dates.com. You have to say it that way, love match.
Michael, you display time and time again why you're a hit with the ladies. Do that again. We are joined by a few people who are going to be here talking about dating. 25dates.com, that's what it is called, and that's what you basically get to do. We're joined by Lawson Chambers, Jane Muckle, and Krish Beshwal. How are you?
Hey, guys.
Very well.
Now, we're going to start with you, Lawson. Maybe you can give us the rundown. 25dates.com, how does it work?
Well, you would register on the website, and you'd pick an event that you want to come to based on your age category. Then you would come to one of our wonderful events, and Jane and I would be there, and we'd sign you all in, and you'd wear a name tag with a number on it. And then we'd have our tables all set up, and the ladies would take a seat from, I guess, A to Y, 25 of them. So ladies would take a seat, and then
the Zeds, Lawson?
Well, that's 26.
Sometimes we have Zeds.
Sometimes we have Zeds. Sometimes we have double A's.
Double B's.
Yeah, sometimes.
I got you where this is going. Excellent.
And then what would happen is the gentleman would take a seat at a table, any table they choose to start, and then they get a 3-minute introduction. And I ring my little bell, ding, 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 and
then you move on and down the line.
And then what happens is after 3 minutes, I ring the bell again, and then the gentleman rise, and then they would go to the next table.
And you do that until you've done that 25
times.
Okay, Jane, what are you doing as you go through with it? Are you just mentally assessing and trying to remember who you like?
They all have scorecards. The women all have even numbers, and the men all have odd numbers.
Right.
Okay.
And they only have their first name on their name tag, and no other information, so there's no stalking. It's very
How
safe.
did you guys come up with this idea? Like 25 dates, 3 minutes, and the whole 3-minute thing. How did you come up with the whole concept for it?
Well, it started in Toronto with a girl named Ragna and her friend Erin, who I work with my real job with Erin, and they started in Toronto over a year ago, and she phoned me and said...
And it was a raving success.
Huge success. She phoned me and, said,
what
hey, we want to get
What is your success rate for people? Say a night in Vancouver, how many people are going to hook up and actually find someone that they're interested in pursuing more about, finding out more about?
It's average about 80% right now.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Now, Krish, you're here because you actually have...
Never,
ever. Krish, you're here because you've gone to 25dates.com, and would we call you a success story in the dating world, Krish?
Yeah, I think we can call me that.
Yeah, Krish, how was the experience for you going into something like this? I mean, obviously, it's no secret that it's difficult to meet people in any city, but what was it like for you when you first sat down? Was it weird? Was it fun? Was it scary?
Well, I had a hard time selling my friends on it. And, I'm like, we got to go check this out. It was summertime. I think the one I went to was in July. And we went there, and my friends raved about it. It was great. The atmosphere was...
Did you meet any lucky ladies?
Yeah, I think the first one I had a few matches. Went out on a bunch of dates. It was really good.
Now, what do you have a plan before you get in there? I mean, do you have a set of questions that you're going to ask every girl, or do you just kind of let it fly?
Go in there and let it...
Are there methods to this madness?
Yeah, it's totally by the cuff. You just wing it. I mean, some people are really easy to talk to, some people aren't. And I didn't have a standard kind of question that I'd ask, right off the top. I'd just sit down.
So how you doing?
Yeah, exactly, something like that. I just introduce myself and, and see where it went from there. And
Jane, you must find that some people go into it and they actually do that. Like they have a set of questions and it becomes like a 3-minute interview.
That the ladies didn't like too much.
Yeah.
We won't name names, but
no.
Well, but he would sit down and just have like 4 bizarro questions, and they would just look at him like he was insane.
And wait for the good thing with this is if it's not going well, 3 minutes is a relatively brief time.
That's the point.
Unless you're in the thick of it.
Sometimes 3 minutes can seem like 3 hours.
Well, 3 minutes we discovered was enough time to leave a little bit of intrigue. Yeah. So 3 minutes, you sort of know if there's a good chemistry. Do I want to talk to you again? Do we want to grab a cup of coffee?
It's like, being at a bar, for example, and whether you'd stand there and continue just, talking to someone, or they would totally repulse you, and you'd walk away. This way you have a choice. A bell rings.
Thank you for not cheapening
ring that bell.
Thank you.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about some special nights that you've got coming up, because Vancouver is a huge gay community, a queer community, and you guys are going to be doing some specific nights, and I know some of my friends who would be very interested in going, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about some of the special nights you've got coming up.
We just put it on the website yesterday. We have one for April Fools, we're going to have for the 25 gay dates.
25 gay dates.
And it's April 1st.
Well, I know we don't know too much of a play on words, but
it was cute.
Well, and you guys really encourage, and I think, Chris, for you, this must be a big part of it, is that it's a fun atmosphere. And that's hard to capture any time. I mean, if you're going to a club with friends and you don't have a set plan, it can get kind of weird.
Yeah, I think the whole stigma of these kind of things it's going away a little bit. People are, it's a good thing to do. People are starting to understand, it's actually not bad to go to a dating service or something like that and try it out. I mean, I'm not talking these kind of people stay at home and then they come out to this, but as a adjunct to sort of your regular life of meeting people around and stuff, this is, it's a great way to meet 25 people.
It's hard to meet people outside of your circle of friends. That's what I always
You work all day.
You go to the gym. Your friends.
Yeah. But you go to a bar with a circle of your friends, and there's other people there with a circle of their friends, and you never combine. Then you sit there and go, well, I don't meet anybody when I go out.
Why do you think people's attitude have changed about doing this sort of thing? Because I know some of my friends, unashamedly, they join dating services and that sort of thing. But, a few years ago, there might have been a huge stigma attached to going to some sort of date night. Why do you think that is, Lawson?
I think it's because people feel that they're being desperate. And if you make it sort of more fun and just a social, and everyone's in the same boat. So everyone there, all 25 people you've never met before, you're all having to say hello to everyone. So everyone's sort of calm. I mean, the nerves are kind of, the first 4 dates we've established that are kind of nerve-wracking. But then after your fourth
So if your last
date,
name begins with A, should you change it?
So I just think that there was a sense of desperation before, and now it's fun.
Very nice.
Very
Is
cool.
it that sort of taste idea, like you just get a little bit of someone's flavor? Is that what the key to success is?
I think the main thing is that they know after 3 minutes if they don't want to see that person again.
Right.
Yeah. Right? If they want to see them again and they both pick each other, all they get
is an email address.
And
the rest is up to them.
Up to them, exactly.
Have you gone to multiple, or you just went to the one?
How many times have you gone, Chris?
I've gone to 2 events. One in July, one last November.
Yeah.
And went with a couple of different friends of mine, and we loved it. We all got matches and made some great friends out of it, and it's
so you basically got like 6 months of dating out of there, if my calculations.
It's amazing.
Look at the smile on his face. I think he got a few days. I think so. If you want to find out more about some of the special events that 25dates.com has coming up, you can log on to their website. They have February 11th is women and men ages 25 to 35, and the gay date night that we mentioned is April 1st. If you're interested, log on to their website 25dates.com. You can find out more. And speaking of dating, we are going to be talking about the man who's dating